We're six.
There it is!
Me and Scylla want to sing for you.
Oh God, she's back. Welcome to SnatchTalk. Oh, hello there. I'm the Velvet Snatch. It was week 4 of Newcastle Drag Idol at Rusty's Showbar. I also totally stole that footage from the official video there, as I think it looks brilliant. And what a week this was! The energy in the room was electrifying, and the judges and audience were in such high spirits. It was Teams Week, where our remaining 9 contestants, in teams of 3, had to perform a 5-minute number about anything they liked. The teams we'd gotten were Team Bella, consisting of last week's winner Bella B. Campbell, lowest common denominator, and Blaine Runway. Team Kingdom, consisting of Kingdom, naturally, Sweet Boy, and the Delta Quadrant. And Team Bipty, consisting of Bipty P, Love Deluxe Erotica, and Reese Weatherspoon. Honestly, these seemed like the most natural groupings possible, and I for one was excited to see what each of them brought to the competition. Now, as there would only be 3 numbers tonight, the show was padded out with some amazing little extras and additional guest performances, but we'll get to them as we go. There was supposed to be a pre-show as well, like previous weeks, this time hosted by 2021 winner Frida Safik. However, she was recovering from an injury and sadly couldn't perform. I mean, I don't know why she couldn't just limp onto the stage and call Rishi Sunak and
see you next Tuesday.
I know I would have applauded, but alas. Instead, it was up to host Gladys Duffy to kick the night off, and with it being Mother's Day, she had some sage words for all the wannabe drag mothers in the audience.
We got any mothers in the house? Make some noise! Mama, I love you. Not a very good Spice Girls song, but one of the only applicable ones. Any drag mothers in? Any drag mothers? Don't have drag children. I believe in drag abortion. We are a pro-choice venue, everybody.
Then it was up to Gladys to introduce the other judges for the night, starting with the scintillating Plastique.
I think making the girls work together is it's an important lesson in drag, because you're going to get cast, not all of you, but some of you get cast in group shows, and you do just have to work with people. You've got to learn other people's style, you've got to learn how to work with other people. I think it's such a good lesson tonight.
And then the welcome return of Dani Delonco. Now, unless you've got the memory span of a goldfish or someone who thinks voting for the Conservatives is a good idea, you'll remember that Dani was the guest judge for week 2 this year. Well, since the sound and the majority of their contributions from the night are now lost to time, Cris Howe had kindly brought them back for a second week. Plus, since it was Teams Week and Delonco had won Idol as part of the iconic duo Dragon and the Whale with Plopalina Shitstorm, Gladys was able to ask them what working in a team in Drag Idol is all about.
Well, it's all about the teamwork, isn't it? I mean, the interesting thing is that when me, Plop and Sunday, we did that, we had 7 weeks to get together, and obviously we went into it winningly planned. These people, contestants, had no idea this was going to happen and were forced together. So I'm really interested in how their teamwork will work when it wasn't planned. Also, I want to say I did some critiques about the stage work and people using the space. And there's 3 people on stage this week as well. So I really want to see how well they use the space.
And as Dani attempted to take their seat, it was the return of the incredible Penny T. And this week we learned that the T stands for twerk. Next up, it was time for... Wait, is Delonco still trying to get on that bloody stool?
What are you laughing at, you? Dani's trying to get on a stool again.
Let's give it 5 more minutes. Go on, Dani. Whoop. There it is. Yeah. Close your legs, love. Dani, we can see your tuppence, pet.
Tuppence, that's a fiver!
Would you like to...
I'll hold the stool.
Penny, distract them. Go and do your twerk again.
Oh, no. I was wearing a watch.
Like I want you. Second episode of Peppa Pig up here. Here's Mummy Pig.
Anyway, next up, it was time for the one and only People's Princess of Newcastle and surrounding provinces, the Queen of Comedy herself, Miss Rory, who felt a little bit like milking it tonight. And she was, of course,
Fizzing at the T-shirts will soon be available. Yes, we should pop that on a mug. Can you put cash on a mug? I think you probably could, just around the rim. Oh, we'll pop that.
Moving on, we got a reminder of the prizes available to the winner of the competition, such as a gift voucher from J. Carter Beauty and Aesthetics, artwork from Jacqueline Hyde Illustrations, a photo shoot from Hayden B Photography, the opportunity to perform at Pride in the City, and a cash prize of £500. Ooh, that's a lot of smackaroos.
Yes, may I interject? Like Plastic interjected every week last year. Does the winner not get to perform at the Boulevard Eurovision night, or do you not want anyone on that's better than you?
They are more than welcome. What's wrong with you, Mateo? You were so nice backstage.
It's all an act!
Yes, yes, and the Boulevard Eurovision party. What date's that this year? I can't fucking remember.
It's the 12th, I think it's the 12th of May. I'll be on holiday on the Greek island of Santorini, so it's not going to be a proper Boulevard show with talent and all that kind of thing. But I believe it's on the 12th of May. So the winner will be performing at the Boulevard Eurovision party on the 12th of May.
Can you see what I mean about the judges being in such a good mood tonight? The excitement in the air was palpable as the first of our 3 teams got ready to take to the stage. But before that happened, I spoke to them backstage to see how Team Kingdom's team, Dirty Funny Business, were feeling. Hello there, it's me, the Velvet Snatch, and I'm here with... Hello there, it's me, the Velvet Snatch, and I'm here with possibly, I'm thinking, the most eclectic team of the night, which I'm very, very excited to see. Do you have a team name yet?
Yeah.
It's
Dirty Funny Business.
dirty, funny business.
I absolutely love it. And for some reason, I didn't see what you were doing until you got the full outfit on. You know, because I saw you before you put the jacket on, and now I'm just like, oh, it clicks. Oh, it clicks so amazingly well.
I'm a bit worried about that because all the judges are outside and they all click the reveal way before it needs to be done. But
I think it's difficult to keep secrets because I remember last week you were stressing because you're like, oh God, as soon as they see I'm red, they're going to know what it is.
Reason you have to reveal it. It's not just I've seen that. Oh, great.
I just feel so glamorous. I wanted to be just dressed like this. I did not want to hide it. I just wanted to come in. I was tightrope walking, planning to juggle. Like I wanted everyone to see. So I'm ruining the reveal straight away. I'm so sorry.
Well, as Velvet says, if it wasn't for the wig and the glasses, I don't think they can clock it. And then it's suddenly it's like,
He's a fully realised character in Delta.
And I'm like practically naked as well, so I've got a little coat to keep you warm, but that's not a reveal, it's just to keep you warm so I don't actually freeze.
Okay, before we go any further, I think I should probably... Okay, I'm really confused here. Okay, so we have Sweet Boy, we have Kingdom, and we have the Delta Quadrant. But we have the Delta Quadrant as Sweet Boy, we have Kingdom as Delta Quadrant, and we have Sweet Boy as Kingdom, which is...
You get there.
You got it quicker than we did.
So how has it been this week? Like how, this was the one where you were a bit worried about distance and coordinating an effort together. How's it been?
Really? We survived during lockdown at work, didn't we? Getting on a Zoom call, it was just like bringing back those times. It was absolutely fine.
Not wasn't an issue at all. I feel like we've worked well as a team.
Yeah.
We've had lots of ideas idea sharing, bouncing things back and forth, lots of video chats, and then we've got together this weekend, and these two have lived together like two little lovers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
We've
good.
worked really well together because obviously through doing this we've had to swap drag because I didn't tend to have this kind of stuff. Delta didn't have that stuff, and Kingdom didn't have this stuff. So we've had to like swap, and we've also had to like write each other's parts for it, and then we've had to like learn the lip sync to other people's voices.
Yeah,
like
it's been so strange. Like I bet you've been so
weird.
tempted to want to speak over like a demon
The Kingdom
voice.
parts,
Yeah.
Like I hear a clown noise and I'm like, oh, but it's not even me
it's
this
not
time.
you.
Like-
Yeah.
And I think that's so clever, though. The fact is, because obviously the judges are very much praised like Delta for being like, hey, this is the well-rounded character, like what Delta is. But then it's pointing out that both of you have defined characters as well. Like you have tropes where you're like, hey, here's my drag. And I think by heavily defining yourself in the competition, that's really good. Like, you know, that makes you more of a competitor by being like, hey, this is my ID.
We're characters that can be parodied.
No, I was going to say, they said they wanted branding last week. Like Gladys said on the stage, like, I'm
And
going to brand
Delta
that team.
is the queen of branding.
100%.
The marketing and branding team.
Yeah.
I think that wig's seeping into your brain. I feel like you're going to, you're becoming it.
You're getting there.
I'm
I'll never be
focusing on
there.
my SEO.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have to look into the middle distance because I can't look at you, Kingdom, because it is too perfect.
I have a
It
phone.
is just so camp.
Hello.
Is that
Back to
Stephanie?
work.
Is that Stephanie? Is that Stephanie?
Oh, it's legal. They say we have to shut you down.
Has it actually yellowed how old the phone is?
Oh,
A
yeah.
nice old yellow phone.
It's obviously heavily used.
Delta hasn't actually worked since the 80s, but
Yeah,
she
exactly.
likes to pretend.
Yeah, it's now Caramac colour. We all thought that was now gotten rid of, but Caramac still exists.
And who doesn't love caramel?
Yeah.
Delicious.
She's all about effective production until it comes to telecoms, in which case she's still in the 80s.
I just love it though, like the snapshot of an era being like, no, Delta's a crazy CEO, but during the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of vibe
Yeah,
of like,
yeah.
it's very niche, but yeah, I love it. So like, were there no difficulties like working together? Like, you know,
There was,
were there any ideas where they were like, hey, actually that's rubbish, or you know, or
When
I really
I
want this? Or...
slapped Delta, that was pretty dramatic.
You were getting in character.
Not again, please.
I'm a girl boss.
Miss Quadrant, please, not again.
Back to work, your break has been 20 minutes overdue.
It's 9:01 and you're not in your seat, you know. But no, what were you going to say? Like, were there?
Me?
Were there any teething issues or?
Yeah, there was a few. I think like we've all got really strong ideas, and we're all obviously quite protective of our characters. So the way that the other person represented it was really important to us. So there was a lot of like changing ideas and like changing things, but we kept rehearsing it. We kept like over and over and over again, and kept changing things. And now it feels really like definely us, and I'm really excited about it.
Whatever
Hopefully
happens,
it's such a crazy
like
time.
we are really, it's a love letter to each other.
Yeah,
it really
absolutely.
is. Like, I love the sweet boy aesthetic, and I think we love each other's drag enough that this is like a thrill, and it's a pleasure to do it. So,
I'm
yeah,
excited. It's been
fun.
really fun. I'm glad we got this team.
I'm excited to get dirty and sexy and a bit
Dirty,
crazy
dirty.
and demonic. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited for this one. Thank you so much for speaking to me. Well done. Well done. Good luck.
luck. Well
all
done.
of them. All of the things together. Yeah.
Well, luck. Good done.
Yeah, womp womp.
Womp womp.
I couldn't have been more excited for Dirty Funny Business to show off all their hard work, and I honestly thought that it was genius that they'd so comfortably switched characters with one another. Their performance started out with a dramatic voiceover, with the number playing out like a movie trailer, introducing each of them.
Starring Sweet Boy as Kingdom. See you in hell, sunlight. Starring Kingdom as the Delta Quadrant. Get back to work. And starring the Delta Quadrant as Sweet Boy.
The trio were here to stop pedestrian drag and to champion the alternative.
A self-proclaimed musicals queen, and all she does is Mary Poppins and Six.
Including a bizarre Pokemon-style battle with each of them using abilities that we'd seen from them earlier in the competition.
The Delta Quadrant used unexpected Sarah Millican impression.
My funny is so rotten. There's biologically no difference between my piss and my shit.
Including Sweet Boy retrieving a balloon from their cartel carry-on. But was it enough?
We're losing the judges. Quick, use Stacy.
What's that? You're gay? Oh my god, I'm Stacey.
It was a very fun performance, and what I enjoyed the most was the lack of ego. These performers weren't afraid to take the piss out of themselves in the name of entertainment, and it all worked wonderfully. But what did the judges think? Penny pointed out that there was no showboating in this number and that they were all equally the star, saying that she loved the group name representing each of them. Rory loved the movie trailer idea, stating that if this was just the trailer, then she wanted to see the full film, going on to describe the number as clever and brilliant as a concept, but even better in its execution. The fact of how identifiable the characters were was what Plastique picked up on, pointing out just how wonderfully they were able to build up their teammates with these over-the-top impersonations of each other. Oh, and pointing out what a cracking arse Sweet Boy has. Oh, madame. Delonco, however, had this to say.
That was fabulous, and you listened. The use of the space was perfect. How when one was on the runway, you were left and right, and then you swapped, and it was all choreographed. And you clearly thought that through. And I was looking at the camera there, and on that camera, I could see all three of you all the time, which is perfect. Brilliant to see you all stepping out of your comfort zone. Kingdom wearing the most clothes I have ever seen you wear. Little bit disappointed. And I'll be honest, I spent the first... There we go. Now get your ass out. And I did spend the first 2 minutes looking at Sweet King's bum. Because I thought you had a ball hanging out, and it wasn't, it was a condom. So I was going if you look at the video, I was staring, I was just wondering what it was. And have you lent each other's costumes as well? Yeah, that's what I want to see. Perfect teamwork, lent each other's clothes. Brilliant.
Next up, it was time for our trio of divas, Team Bella, aka PCSD, which I think stands for possibly capable of several death drops. Would the team, chosen by Bella herself, be enough to secure her third win in a row? Well, coming out to self-written verses to Drag Race hit Don't Ick My Yum, it was a strong start, with some hilarious self-referential gags.
Miss Campbell here, I'm the leader of the pack. These are the two bitches running on my back. It's B to the E to the L to the A. E, look at that, I can tell me your name. Star of the show, and these ugly cunts know they could never be me, so they can just go home. Whack the kettle on, I'll be round for me tea. I found this screwed, but it's all on me.
Get out of my way, it's low, low, low. Don't like what you see, you better go, go, go. D, no, midnator, total slag, just like Cat Slater. Find me in the sauna, down on my knees, just like I was with Leo and his knee. Judges, did you come in for a pie? How about some cream in your eye?
Pirates playing on the runway, I'm camping it out just like Beyonce. I'm a son lost and you dance a grass. Got an itty bitty waist and a pretty fat ass. I'll bring the party to every venue, but I'll take the salad off every menu. Think it's over, but I'm not done. I'm a badass bitch from SR1.
Before camping it up with a bit of the Birdie song. As you do. The narrative panned out in true Destiny's Child fashion, with Bella quitting the group and going solo to mixed success.
A solo artist.
Please welcome Bella B. Campbell!
It was good, wasn't it? Let's face it.
And the other two striking out as a duo.
Well, we didn't really do well on week 2, did we?
Yeah, I know, but I want to prove it to everyone that we can.
Oh my god, it's Penny. Oh my god, Rory, she said she really fancied you earlier, but I said you're an old man.
But it wasn't long until they were all back together with a choreographed number to One Night Only from Dreamgirls, finishing with Bella getting, Leonardo DiCaprio'd by Lois. It was really fun seeing this trio being so silly, but I feel like the editing could have used more work, with some of the spoken word sections having a bit too much reverb, the sound bites being a bit jarring in places, and I felt like the choreography wasn't as coordinated as I was expecting from these particular queens. And while they all looked great individually, I felt like they'd all kind of said, "Oh, wear something that's got pink on it," compared to our other teams that had carefully coordinated their looks. The judges were equally critical, saying that Bella outshone the other two and that the verses at the beginning were the best bit, with Plastique stating that it lost its way after that.
I'd forgotten you'd even done the verses because I was so focused on the number. Had you three just come out looking like the girl group you were and gave us a 5-minute concert of that first bit with little verses, good dance break, blah blah, I feel like you overthought and completely overrated the pudding.
Yeah, of course. That was, we didn't want to kind of come out with the PCSD and do and do like a whole PCSD thing, because we panicked thinking that we would see this, expect it, and then be like, oh well, we expected it. If that makes sense.
But sometimes it's what we expect because that's what yous are, and you should have played to your strength.
Penny begrudgingly went on to say that it was the worst number that any of the three of them had done, saying that she loved the story and the outfits, but had begun to drift off. Well, after Cris Howe had finally gotten the stage decreamed,
rather than relying on the spoken word, it's like, you meant to be out.
Cris, don't look up, don't look directly up.
Yeah, Cris, look up.
It was time for PCSD to step down and for us to welcome our third and final supergroup. Now, full disclosure, this was the one that I was worried about. How would the madcap team of BipTP, Love Deluxe Erotica and Reese Weatherspoon work together? I genuinely had no idea what they'd come out with, but honestly, it was something special, especially considering their frankly insane team name of "It's me, Cris Howe, and I'm a registered flex offender." Yes, that's their team name, that whole thing.
It's me, Cris Howe, and I'm a registered flex offender.
There should be merch coming out eventually when we finally have mugs and t-shirts big enough. What these three pulled off was incredible, with each of them coming out as a different one of the three judges, such as Plastique,
We're one at a time, category too many years, lost in the story. We're free to take our crown in glory, all my glorious. We're six.
Penny T in seemingly just a bedsheet,
Horse shit. Stunning. Thank you, Paige Turner. Queen slow drop stuff like that, fucking go home.
Miss Rory, and Dani Delonco. Oh, never mind. Sorry, Dixon. But there was a problem.
Hi, it's me, Cris Howe. I have bad news. The PCSDs have been disqualified from the competition for doping. So I'm going to need the judges to form their own supergroup and replace them. Please give me your song in the next 10 seconds. I'm Cris Howe, by the way.
With the group going into a choreographed version of Drag Race hit Bing Bang Bong, complete with custom verses in character as the judges, using sound clips of the actual judges as lyrics.
Any table, inside fiddle.
I'm just the back outside in the middle.
So you can see me in character.
Why am I here?
Year after year, I'm judging these fights, looking right at them saying,
Not tonight.
when I'm dead, so always serving.
Somewhere, McDonald's, KFC, everything.
This was exceptional, with the choreo making sure that each of them got their time at the front.
Can you stand there and do your helicopter again?
And extra props for Miss Rory's verse and the reveal.
All the choreo, she is master. Penetration's a nasty fat bastard. She did 5 kids all at once.
Absolute grooming nonce.
Look at the state of that outfit.
You look like a panna cotta wrapped in shit.
Get the laptop, open the browser.
I had to Google who the fuck's Wendy Towers.
You'll also notice the guest star of this number, Laila Sagittaria's arm, which appeared more in this single night than Kate Middleton has in the last 3 months. Sadly, no amount of photoshopping would fix this footage. This number was insane, and you need to watch the full thing on the official video linked in the description. The idea of using actual judges' quotes as rhymes and verses was genius, and the combination of their 3 styles worked so well. From the Reesisms, like reminding us that it was Cris Howe talking.
I'm Cris Howe, by the way.
To Love Deluxe's phenomenal lip-syncing and Bipty P's incredible dancing, there was a standing ovation from every judge, with Delonco stating, "I'm also standing."
First of all, I didn't stand up just because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to sit down. But I was in spirit standing up as well, because that was incredible!
Going on to compare the group's number to the previous one.
You obviously didn't know going into this what the group before you were going to do. But it's almost like you watched our critiques of it. Right, I'll take that on and I'll really quickly do that number. Because that is exactly what we wanted to see. You both did group numbers that essentially had a similar idea, but you just completely did that perfect, the UK Hun bit. And then I don't know what to say, it was perfect. Honestly, it was brilliant, well done.
Penny pointed out that despite what she'd said last week, this was now the greatest performance in Drag Idol history, admitting that she'd also been worried about the trio, but calling them all stars and loving that they were staying in character for the critiques. Possibly uncharacteristically, Plastique gushed over the number, saying,
That was my favourite number I have ever seen in all of Drag Idol ever. That was the most fucked up love letter to this competition that I love so much. It is incredible what you 3 have put together this week. I assume Reese made the costumes. Oh, you all made the costume. You've made costume. You've put together these numbers. You went through hours and hours of Drag Idol videos to put together what is one of the best pieces of work I have ever seen in my entire life. I am blown away by all 3 of you. Absolutely fucking incredible. Well done.
Would it be up to Rory to play devil's advocate?
Well, I've seen it before, where you know, they come on and they take the piss out of the judges, and it's like, oh yeah, look, we've like pulled together some old bits and all that. And I've seen it all before, but I've never fucking seen it like that. Oh, God.
With them going on to point out that the atmosphere in the room had gone through the roof, and that she just wanted to see it again. Going on to give Bipty some tips on her impersonation.
I can't keep my eyes on Bipty there. You've nearly got it. You've just got to make your mouth go down more to the sides. That's the one. There I am.
Now, apologies for the amount of clips I'm using in this episode, but this is the perfect example of why, if you can, you should come down to see Drag Idol in person, as some of these moments are just gold. But before they left the stage, the regular judges gave way to the performers, giving up their seats for their replicas, much to the confusion of Dani Delonco.
I want to add on very quickly before you go. Are you okay, Dani? You look a bit terrified. Dani, you swapped! I didn't realise! Dani, sorry! Dixon! Come on, Dixon!
While the judges went off to deliberate, it was time for something special. We'd been seeing her arm all night, but now it was time for 2022 finalist Laila Sagittaria to take to the stage with an impromptu performance as a no preparation replacement for Frida Safek's pre-show. What a talent she is. Oof. Then it was results time, and while the line is a little bit blurry, I'd say we're now firmly into spoiler territory here, so if you don't want to know what happens next and who wins and who goes home, then please like, share, comment, subscribe, and go and buy that timeshare in Mauritius. You deserve it. Treat yourself. As for the rest of you, after the contestants were called back to the stage, it was up to Gladys to announce that this week's winner was, understandably, Bipty's team. It's me, Cris Howe, and I'm a registered flex offender. But what about the other teams? Well, in the greatest betrayal, they'd have to lip sync against each other, with the weakest of each group leaving the competition. First up, it was Dirty Funny Business, lip syncing to Sophie Ellis-Bextor's Murder on the Dance Floor. This was a great little show, with both Kingdom and Sweet Boy giving it their all, but with Delta seemingly bowing out of the competition by spending the whole lip sync miming being on the phone and disassociating from the whole thing. Was it nerves? Did she not know the lyrics? Was it a bit? We'll find out later, but when asked, the judges were unanimous that it was the Delta Quadrant that they felt had disappointed here. Next up, the PCSD queens were back to lip sync for their lives, with Gladys deciding to give Delta one more chance to redeem herself, allowing her to also participate in this lip sync to the Celine Dion classic, It's All Coming Back to Me Now. This was really fun, with each of the divas performing their hearts out, and with Delta flitting around the stage causing chaos like a bull in a china shop, acting almost like an additional part of the challenge for the other queens. When it was over, the crowd must have enjoyed the insanity, as there were cheers of Delta from the audience. With that, we'd seen everything from the contestants, and it was time for the judges to make the hardest decisions of the night. In the break, we were treated to some vintage Drag Idol footage of Miss Rory performing a live ABBA number, followed by, oh god, not again. Oh, the infamous Jackie LaQue performance. No, Jackie, I've been a good girl. Please don't try to talk over the spoken word bits again. Oh.
Maybe this time I'll be lucky.
Fucking really? I thought I'd at least get my time. Maybe this time I'll be lucky. No, you fucking won't. Not tonight.
Oh, it was all just a horrible nightmare. Oh well. With that, our remaining 4 queens were brought back to the stage, and we found out that the ones leaving the competition tonight would be Blaine Runway and the Delta Quadrant. With that, it was time to find out what the remaining contestants, our semi-finalists if you will, were in for next week. And the horror is real. It would be props and live week, where each contestant is randomly given a prop that they have to incorporate into a number, followed immediately by 3 minutes of live speaking on the mic. This is the week where a lot of performers struggle, either from the live or from getting a difficult prop. But what did they all get? Well, first to draw was Kingdom, who got something that they've already worked into a performance this year, a condom. Spicy! Next, we got the nightmare prop, something crazy and unwieldy that Cris always throws in for a laugh. In 2022, it was Mia T with the bicycle. 2023, it was Cherry Bomb with the stepladder. Sounds a bit like a game of Cluedo, doesn't it? Well, this year it was Sweet Boy with the coffin. Yes, a coffin. Next, Bella B. Campbell got some Heinz beans. Bipty P got a pot. Reese Weatherspoon got a road cone. Lois Carmen Denominator received an electric fan. And Love Deluxe Erotica would be working with a pool cue. What a crazy selection of props. Let's see what the contestants do with them. Finally, Gladys had just one more thing to announce.
Thank you very much, my darlings. That is Drag Idol Week 4 2024. We will see you next week here for the semi-final, and of course sponsored by Accountancy. Oh, before I let you go, we have an extra special guest judge next week. Ooh. And due to public demand, I can reveal that our guest judge next week is of SnatchTalk fame, Velvet Snatch!
Yes, that's right. Next week I will be the guest judge, which is absolutely crazy for me. So thank you to everyone that supported me and this show, and especially the judges for making it possible and pushing every week for me to be up there. Let's see how I do. But the night wasn't fully over yet, as Miss Rory had a surprise for everyone, coming back out onto the stage with a cardboard cutout of Cilla Black and treating us to a rendition of ABBA's Thank You for the Music, as a reference to the clip played earlier. It was a great end to the night, and it was amazing to see all the judges in such high spirits.
Here's the sad bit now. Oh, emotion. I've been so lucky. The girl with removable hair. I'm gonna sing it out to everybody. What a joy, what a chance, what a fucking life all together. So I say thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing to me. Who could live without it? I ask in all honesty. Cilla, what would life be without a song or dance? What are we? So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me.
Before any of them were allowed to go home though, I grabbed the divas from PCSD to chat to them about working as a team and how they felt the night had gone. Oh, hello, I am the Velvet Snatch, and I'm here with the team that came third this week, PCSD. Now, how do we feel that went for everyone?
I'll start. We did everything that we wanted to do. The judges got the storyline. It just wasn't what they were looking for tonight. So I can't say I'm disappointed in what we did. I'm just disappointed that it didn't go over well with the judges. So that's my take for that.
I think that's good to be proud of the idea and be like, hey, we did what we came here to do. We're sorry you didn't like it, you know.
Not in a way like, oh, well, if you don't get it, oh, that's on you. But like, it's just a shame it didn't go over well with the judges, so.
Yeah, no. And so how did you work together as a team? Was it a good, did you come together easily, or?
Yeah, it was honestly so lovely to put this together. We met up during the week, we went to Bella's, choreographed, and it was all a group effort. We all had our own ideas in there, so it's mixed emotions tonight. Disappointed it didn't land, but really happy with what we put together as a group. It was really nice to work together, and I've made 2 very good friends out of it, so very happy.
I mean, I feel fairly confident in saying that it wasn't a bad number. It's just there were only 3 of you. If there were more groups, so someone could be bad. It's like, oh. But how is it like working with these? Was it something different for you, or did it kind of play into the standard Blaine Runway?
No, it played into the standard. I've really enjoyed working with the two. It's just we've all got on a house on fire, and I just think we're all proud of what we've done, and that's all you can really ask for.
Yeah. we have
Stop it!
We have
Stop!
Dani Delonco getting their breasts out behind the camera, which is
You dirty bitch!
You dirty whore. But yeah, so well, who came up with the idea? Was it a collaborative group effort where you all put ideas in and then you sort of polished it? And did you go to each other's houses to do it?
Yeah, so in terms of initial idea of the storyline of the girl group coming together, it being kind of like a Destiny's Child, Pussycat Dolls, where there is a main one and that they don't get on about it and that's why they break up. That kind of skeleton was something I put forward, which we all agreed on. And then everything else kind of just rolled from there. It was just message after message after message of what about this, what about this, what about that. So yeah, I feel like although like I said, the skeleton was something that I thought of, it was kind of a unanimous. These two were yeah, we love it.
Yeah.
And then we just added on and built from there. So yeah, definitely.
I think that's great that it was like, you were all like, you're all very much like diva queens and whatnot, and you just went, oh yeah, we can do this. And I think you really played to your strengths with it. So Blaine, how did you, obviously we have now lost you from the competition. How do you feel about that?
I feel alright, actually. I'm proud of what I've come and done, and that's all you can really ask for. It's not about winning, it's about where you go after, really.
Yeah.
And it's about building yourself from where you finish.
I mean, I have to say, like, when I was watching the interview that you did with Candy last week, I'm sorry, by the way, she's an absolute fucking nightmare. But it's the idea of, like, I didn't realise that this was your first time performing in drag. Like, your week 1 was your second time on a stage.
Time, yeah.
That is incredible. Like, for you to be so infinitely watchable is fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
So what's next for Blaine Runway now?
I've just got a couple of gigs coming up in South Shields, a couple other things. I'm going to be at Bobby's doing some shots now and again, and then just see where it all goes from there.
No, that sounds absolutely great. And the wonderful two through to the semi-finals next week.
Don't jump the gun there.
Yeah, that's it. Like, let's be optimistic. But how do you feel about it? How do you feel about the props you got?
I think in terms of tonight, obviously, like Lois said, it's very mixed emotions because obviously, like, we have lost Blaine, and it's been so nice getting to work together and like to know each other so much more closely. So in terms of that, like, that's shit to lose a team member. But I've got a tin of beans, so I'm full of beans about my tin of beans.
At least she can carry it. I've got a fan that's like the size
An
of me.
industrial fan, yeah.
An industrial fan, not even like a little clacky fan. Industrial. I'll think of something, but oh my goodness, it's staying here, it ain't coming home.
Yeah.
That's it. No, thank you so much for speaking to me, and good luck in the competition.
Thank you, Velvet.
And Blaine Runway, well done for everything you've done. You were fantastic.
And I think we'll have to do a PCSD reunion in York sometime. I'll have you down with me.
Full track, start to finish, all comedy verses written throughout, because that's what they wanted to see.
Yes, 100%.
Sounds perfect. And it's fair to say that we were all blown away by what they'd managed to achieve in just a single week. But I spoke to our winners of the night, it's me, Cris Howe, and I'm a registered flex offender, about how the hell they managed it. It's me, again, the Velvet Snatch, and I'm here with... Can you, Bipti, tell us what your team name was?
Hi, it's me. It's me. Hi, it's me, Cris Howe, and I'm a registered flex offender.
So, Reese, how did you come up with that name?
It was actually me that came up with it.
Was it?
His name. But we had a lot of options.
We ran through a lot, and that was the one that stuck.
I think mine was Blonde Barrel Baddies, just about. That was a fun one. So I'm glad I went with yours.
I don't quite know what to say about the number, because obviously I think the judges said it all, because that was absolutely incredible. But like, I've got a full disclosure, I was also worried what you guys would put together, because it was just like, this might go too far, this might go like a bit disjointed, and I'm going to admit it did, but in the most perfect way possible. Like, how do you feel it went?
I like it. Sorry.
I'll do it in order. I'll put it in the middle, and then everyone can talk.
I think that, like, when we were like listening to the track and stuff, we just knew that it was going to be absolute chaos, but in the campest way possible. And I think that as soon as we like decided that we were going to do the judges, we just knew that we needed to just go full out, complete batshit crazy. Yeah, and I think it went well. It clearly went well, and I'm just really proud of us. We did so much, and we put so much effort into like what we did, and yeah, I'm just proud of us.
Yeah.
It feels so strange. It feels so weird that like I don't know, like the critiques and stuff we got. I was just like.
But that's it. I mean, you've done consistently well in the competition. But however, love, how do you feel being redeemed from last week? Like,
Great. Because I know one of the things they've said is like sometimes we don't really get it, and sometimes it's a bit choppy, and that. And when we were making the mix, I was like in the back of my mind like maybe this is a bit too chaotic. And then as soon as we started mapping it out and we had more ideas, I was like, oh no, this is kind of great. This is great. It's a great mix of like we're all a little bit weird and we do things a bit off kilter in our own way, and I feel like it came together in like a beautiful little package of like something really camp and stupid and fun. Like I've had so much fun, and I feel like that really showed like through all of us. Like I had a really great time. Like I've wanted to. I think I said last week with Candy, these are like two of my favourite drag people on the scene, and to get to do something together with them, like to get to know them for the week, it's been really great. That was the win overall. I'm fine. I'm off. I'm leave.
So, Reese, how about you? What do you think?
I felt good. I was like, because we put so much work in like all week. We met like 5 days. We prepared so much. I wasn't like really worried about the thing. Like when I got here, I was like still worried because I'm like always worried.
Yeah.
I was thinking like I don't really have much to be like that worried about.
Well, this is the thing about anxiety, isn't it? You're always worried about silly things. Then you're like, why did I think that wouldn't work or something? It's like that, you know, that you can be doubtful about that number is like crazy to me, but I think everyone can empathize with that feeling of not having the confidence. But I was fully expecting, you know, these two to pick up some Reeseisms in the number, and I was really glad that we got that. We got a perfect mix of all of your different styles and stuff, like throughout it. And I have to say, I'm going to just say this: the using sound clips of the judges as lyrics was absolute genius. Who came up with that? Like, was it all together?
I think it was kind of all together. It's like kind of a lot of it I don't really remember of like, oh, that person and that, because we all kind of almost at the same time were like, that'd be really fun.
Yeah, like all of our brains have just like clicked, and we had so much creativity and we had so many ideas, and it was so fun, the creative process and making everything.
I mean, the hard work really paid off for it, because I remember you messaging me like, was it like midday Monday or something after this, being like, hey, do you have any like sound samples of this? And I'm like, wow, you're on it already, like this soon, like, and you saw it, like, you had everything, like, you know, when the previous like acts were on, we were like, oh, okay, there's no sort of like reveals, there's no sort of, you know, they have like the costumes aren't really matching for like Bella's group and whatnot, and then for you had your own outfits, you had like custom outfits to match. It was so extra, and I'm surprised that I didn't expect that from you. You know, it was so good.
Can I say something if that's all right? Both of these two created everything, like all of the outfits, like all of the ones that we revealed into, and then the ones that we wore beforehand. It was just so nice as well that we decided to have this fabric, but then we all like decided to put our own spin on it. So it was like we were able to have that balance between staying in our characters but also showing ourselves, and I think that it was just, I just absolutely loved it, that we were able to have our own moments and then just be able to like flourish together. It was so nice, and I'm so grateful.
There was no moment where it was like, it felt like someone was leading the pack. It was organic. Like the first organic moment for me was I ignored my phone, which is how I was last week, because I was in the bottom and I was like, I'm going to drink and have a fag. And then I looked at my phone and they'd made a group chat, and in my mind beforehand I was like, it'd be really fun if we did the judges. That's free, you can do loads with that. And then I looked in the group chat and they were both like, the judges would be a really fun idea. And I was like, okay, this week's going to be great. We're already like on the same page, we're thinking on the same level. Like, and it was just really nice to work with them. I had a great time.
Has it been nice working with your open drag sisters?
It's been like a dream. I was so glad to be chosen, so thank you. Literally, like everyone was so down to do anything to like put us so many hours in. We were like all sharing like equal ideas. We always have like equal moments where we're in the spotlight and as a group as well. I also conquered a big fear because I was very scared like to get the metro, because I never got a metro before. Just I was too scared to like that I'd get the wrong one. I ended up in the wrong place because the timetables scare me, because we wanted to get the fabric so quick. I got a metro.
Oh, did you have to go to BST? Right, okay, yeah. Wait, that's not just getting a metro though, that's getting a metro and a fucking walk. You know, that walk is a killer.
You're very brave.
Yeah, you're so great for that.
Well,
I'm just so glad that the metro turned up for you to then experience the journey, so...
I got halfway there and I realised I was like halfway through putting my eyebrows on when I left. I was like... But on a serious note, it was a dream to work with you two.
Yeah.
And I shed one tear.
Single tear.
Which is a lot for me.
When they said we were best in show, I almost cried, but I was like, Penny wouldn't cry. Penny wouldn't show emotion like this.
Penny doesn't show
emotion. She goes...
I love
the clipboard down.
Yeah, in the background, you still in character as each other. It was just absolutely fantastic.
I knew.
Sorry.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, I can't believe we got to sit down on their chairs as well.
Yeah,
literally, it was so cool. I was like,
oh, there'll be photos of us sitting down.
We got them to stand up, and I was
and
like,
Dixon as well. Dixon sitting down.
So people will believe it.
So good, so good.
No, thank you so much for speaking to me, and good luck in the competition next week.
Thank you, Velvet.
Thank you, Reese. Finally, she's an icon and a firm fan favourite. I got to speak to the other contestant that we'd be losing from the competition this week, the Delta Quadrant. Yes, it is me, the Velvet Snatch, and I'm here with the amazing The Delta Quadrant. Being the Velvet Snatch, I've never realised how confusing that is semantically, being like somewhere, putting a definite article in.
Yeah.
Right, so sad times. We have lost you.
Do you know what? Do you know what? People have been approaching me and they've been saying like, "Oh, you're sad. Oh, you all right?" Yes.
Yeah.
Had 4 great weeks, and from a weirdo queen that plays the same character, competitions shouldn't work for me, and I've made them work for me. I've really made this work, and I've done something I'm so proud of. 4 phenomenal weeks, some great performances, some true Delta looks, and I've introduced myself to a group of people that have never seen her before, and have grown to love her. I can't ask for anything more. It's been great.
It has been the best bit of branding we've seen in Drag Idol for a very long time. In terms of no one is going to walk away from this competition without knowing, oh, that's the Delta Quadrant, that's what the Delta Quadrant does, we should go see the Delta Quadrant. It's like going home like week 1 in like RuPaul's Drag Race. It means you still have a whole career ahead of you, and the fact that you've got to week 4 being on brand is fantastic.
I'm seeing the t-shirts, I'm seeing the magnets, I'm seeing the badges. Like, I have been able to do a very good bit of branding over 4 weeks. People have got to know who I am, and that's so important to me because I love Delta. I love Delta so much. I'm just so glad that everyone else is enjoying her as well. So yeah, honestly, I've just loved Drag Idol. It's just great. Like, I would recommend anybody get involved with it. It is the most fun journey that you will ever go on. Oh my god, I just love it so much. And being part of like SnatchTalk and Under the Brolly, like my name is being said by people that I admire so much. Oh my god, I just love Drag Idol so much. So yes.
No, thank you so much. It's so sweet. But this is the thing. You are now part of Drag Idol history, which is absolutely phenomenal. And we even got to see Kingdom as you, which is one of my favourite things in the whole show.
I was able to distill what makes Delta and whack it onto somebody else, and they walked out on the stage, and you knew that was Delta. Delta got through this week, not on my body, but someone else took her through.
Yeah, in
she
spirit.
lives on.
Yeah, in spirit. Exactly. Delta is in the competition. So what's next for the Delta Quadrant?
The conference circuit. I'd love to start doing some sort of corporate retreat style, businesses hiring me to just tell them exactly how they could do so much better. I'm talking to you, Google. I'm talking to you, McDonald's. I'm talking to you, Bon Marché. Get in touch with me. I want to be on the corporate circuit. I'm thinking a TED Talk. I'm thinking HR meetings, bring me in. Invite me into those conference calls.
I mean, this is the thing, because I've obviously had the lucky opportunity to come to one of your Handbag of the Year award
my
nights,
goodness.
which is,
that's a bit of Delta lore.
It is, I can't really describe it. It's basically like interactive weird party. Yeah. And I think the idea of you doing like a conference version of one of those, like a sort of team workshop thing, that would be
teaching you how to like do better but by bobbing for apples or sitting in a bath of beans. Like how to improve your business, doing it the Delta way. A little bit madcap. I enjoy the idea of that too.
And out of the props, because obviously the remaining contestants have props, which is the one that you would like to have, and which is the one that you really do not want to have been landed with?
I'm gonna say I'm not thinking about Drag Idol again for a little bit of a while actually. I'm so used to being presented with the theme now and being in like an overdrive. I can't sleep until I've thought what I'm gonna do. It's nice to just sit back and go, I don't know what I would have done. I would have worked with whatever I've been given. I'm sort of taking a bit of a. I've almost had a lobotomy when I walked off the stage because all of a sudden, thinking of what to do for the theme left my brain.
I had that, like when I didn't get through to the final in my year, there was just this sense of relief of, I don't need to think of a thing for next week, and in time I just went like, it would have been nice to get to the final, but at the moment I was like,
I
I'm
want to
free.
lie down for a week. I will say to anybody doing Drag Idol, you get these themes, and if you're anything like me, you don't sleep until you've like got something on paper, and you are exhausted for the full week trying to make it work to a theme. And it's great, but I will collapse in a heap and probably be non-vocal and just completely in a darkened room for a full week, I'm sure, until I come back next week in another little Delta look.
No, thank you so much for speaking to me, Delta, the Delta Quadrant.
Thank you.
No, you're incredible. I love you so much. And that's your lot. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Join us on Sunday at Rusty's Showbar in Newcastle for the semi-finals of Drag Idol 2024 and to see me as a guest judge. Crazy. And tune in next week for another episode of Snatch Talk. Goodbye.